I didn't argue when she said it. Get out. You don't belong here. 15 years compressed into a sentence that didn't leave space for anything else. Not explanation, not memory, not even confusion. Just a line drawn so firmly it felt like it had always been there, waiting. I remember noticing small things in that moment. The way her hand trembled slightly, though her voice didn't. The way the hallway light flickered, like it always had, as if nothing important was happening at all. And my stepdaughter, standing just behind her, arms crossed, eyes fixed on something past me, not quite meeting mine. I didn't ask what exactly I had done. Not because I didn't want to know, but because I already understood something worse, that whatever she believed had already replaced anything I could say. So I nodded. Not in agreement, just acknowledgement. I went to the bedroom we had shared for over a decade, opened the closet, closed it again. There wasn't much there that felt like mine anymore. A jacket, a watch, some papers in a drawer I had organized years ago and never touched again. I took what I could carry without thinking too much about it. No one followed me. No one stopped me. At the door, I paused for a second. Not expecting anything, just letting the weight of the place settle one last time. The couch where we used to sit on quiet evenings. The kitchen where mornings had once been routine and unremarkable in the best way. Then I left. The air outside felt strangely neutral. Not cold, not warm. Just there. Like it didn't care what had happened. I sat in my car for a while, hands resting on the steering wheel, not starting the engine. My phone buzzed once, then again. I didn't check it. There was nothing anyone could say in that moment that would land properly. Eventually, I drove, not far, just enough to create distance. I parked near a small empty lot behind a row of closed shops. It was quiet there, the kind of quiet that doesn't ask questions. I replayed the last few weeks in fragments. The way my stepdaughter had grown distant. Not dramatically, just enough to notice if you were paying attention. Shorter answers. Avoided eye contact. Doors closing a little faster than before. I had assumed it was normal. People change. Teenagers especially. You give them space, you don't press. Maybe that was my mistake, or maybe it wouldn't have mattered. Time passed without shape. I checked the clock once. Then again. 2 hours more or less. It didn't feel like anything. Just a stretch of waiting without knowing what for. When my phone rang, I almost ignored it. Unknown number. I let it ring once more before answering. The voice on the other end was calm. Professional. Asked me to confirm my name, my address, whether I had left the residence voluntarily. I answered simply, yes, yes, yes. There was a pause, not long, but deliberate. Stay where you are. The voice said. We may need to speak with you shortly. The line ended. I didn't move. Back at the house, I imagine the silence must have settled in differently. Maybe my wife was pacing. Maybe she was sitting exactly where I left her, replaying things with a certainty that hadn't yet cracked. Maybe my stepdaughter was quieter now. Or maybe she wasn't. I wasn't there to see it, but I know what happened next. The sheriff's car pulled up without urgency. No sirens, no rush, just presence. A knock at the door that carried more weight than any argument. When it opened, the conversation didn't start with accusations. It started with questions. Simple ones. Timelines, clarifications. Small details that don't bend easily when they're examined closely. Certainty has a way of thinning out under that kind of attention. I wasn't there, but I can picture the shift. The hesitation where there had been conviction. The slight change in posture. The moment when answers stop coming as quickly. Truth doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it just removes what isn't solid and lets the rest collapse on its own. My phone rang again. This time, I answered immediately. We've reviewed the situation, the same voice said. There are inconsistencies in the claim made against you. You are not being charged with anything. Not relief. Not exactly. Just a steady, quiet confirmation of something I already knew. There may be follow-up, the voice added. But for now you're clear. Clear. It's a strange word. It doesn't fix anything. It doesn't return what was lost. It just removes the immediate weight. I thanked him. Hung up. For a while, I stayed in the car. I thought about going back. Not to confront anyone, not to prove anything, but just to stand there and exist in the space again, now that the narrative had shifted. But the thought didn't sit right. Because the truth hadn't changed. Only the belief around it had. And belief is what had pushed me out in the first place. Eventually, I started the engine. Drove a little farther this time. There's a certain kind of understanding that doesn't come with anger. It comes with distance. With seeing something clearly enough that you stop trying to force it into a shape it doesn't hold anymore. 15 years doesn't disappear in an afternoon. But it can lose its place in your life just that quickly. I didn't know what my wife was thinking in that moment. Whether the arrival of the sheriff had frozen something inside her. Whether doubt had crept in, slow and unwelcome. I didn't know what my stepdaughter had said after, or if she had said anything at all. Those answers belonged to that house now. Not to me. What I knew was simpler. I had left when I was told to. I had not fought to stay where I was no longer believed, and when the truth stood on its own, I let it do so without returning to claim it. Some things, once broken, don't ask to be fixed, they just ask to be understood, and then left behind.